Our first update is on Johnny Two Guns Walker, a former Bandidos bikie and a CFMEU delegate, who is gearing up for a much-anticipated return to professional boxing. His return boxing match is scheduled for February 16, 2025 at Melbourne Pavilion in Flemington, with the announcement made on Hardcore Promotions' Instagram page. Walker is now in his 40s and hasn't stepped into the professional boxing ring for over a decade, making this comeback a significant moment in his career. Walker first rose to prominence in the boxing world, competing as a cruiserweight and even challenging for a world title in 2009. Following his boxing success, he became deeply involved with the Bandidos, a decision that altered the trajectory of his life. In 2014, he was convicted for his role in the fatal bashing of Michael Strike after an altercation at the Brunswick clubhouse, resulting in an 8-year prison sentence. While serving his time, Walker cut ties with the Bandidos in 2021, signaling a break from his past affiliations. Upon his release, he transitioned to a new chapter, landing a high-paying role with the CFMEU, where he earned upwards of $200,000 a year. However, his bikie history continues to draw attention, especially his ties to notable figures such as ex-Bandidos and ex-Mongols boss Toby Mitchell, with whom he shares a long-standing friendship. Walker's return to boxing reflects his ambition to rebuild both his personal and professional identity, distancing himself from the shadows of his criminal past. While the fight is generating excitement among fans, it is also under scrutiny by the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board, with Victoria Police reportedly advising Melbourne Pavilion management about potential concerns surrounding the event. This comeback marks a pivotal moment for Walker, as he steps back into the spotlight and works to redefine his legacy.
When you welcome in there foreign with two guns, Johnny Walker.
Our next update comes from Sydney, focusing on the sentencing of key figures involved in a GST fraud scheme uncovered by Operation Pertego, an Australian tax office-led investigation that exposed a $1.6 billion network of deceit. This case involved members of the notorious Hells Angels motorcycle club, including Mustafa Hafizi, the Chinatown chapter president, professional boxer and ex-NRL player Willis Meehan, and former Westpac bank manager turned Hells Angels boss Aaron Wynn. These three were arrested between March and August 2023. Between February and May 2022, the trio conspired to fraudulently claim $81,000 in GST refunds by submitting false business activity statements for fictitious businesses, before the scheme was exposed during an audit. Aaron Wynn's downfall is particularly striking. Once a respected figure in the financial sector, Wynn managed 2 Westpac branches and served as a Rotary Club member. However, his life spiraled into chaos due to drug addiction, leading to his involvement with the Hells Angels. Pleading guilty to conspiring to defraud the Commonwealth, Wynn received an 8-month suspended sentence and was placed on a good behavior bond. Willis Meehan, nicknamed the Hitman, is a professional boxer and former NRL player known for his troubled career. As the son of professional boxer Kali Meehan, he had a promising future in sports but was derailed by disciplinary issues and criminal charges. After being stood down by the NRL in 2015, Meehan became associated with the Hells Angels, working as a standover man to settle debts. Arrested in possession of an unlicensed pistol, Meehan also pleaded guilty to his role in the GST fraud scheme and received a 9-month suspended sentence. Leading the trio was Mustafa Hafizi, the president of the Hells Angels Chinatown chapter. Hafizi has a long history of fraudulent activities and dramatic interactions with law enforcement. Arrested in August 2023, Hafizi faces multiple charges, including obtaining financial advantage through deception and conspiracy to defraud the Commonwealth. His sentencing is scheduled for February next year. This case showcases the growing involvement of organized crime and financial fraud, with individuals from diverse backgrounds exploiting public systems. Wynn's descent from banking professional to criminal, Meehan's troubled path from sports to fraud, and Hafizi's leadership in organized crime highlight the pervasive and damaging nature of such schemes. The sentences handed down, along with Hafizi's pending court date, emphasize the consequences of defrauding the government and eroding public trust. Our next update comes from New South Wales, where 34-year-old senior constable, Housam Khatib, has admitted to serious misconduct. Khatib, an officer with the Bankstown Highway Patrol, was found guilty of leaking highly sensitive police intelligence and confidential information. His actions have raised significant concerns about internal security within the police force. His case will now proceed to sentencing, where the court will determine the consequences of his breach of trust and the potential impact on ongoing investigations and community safety. Investigations revealed that between 2019 and 2023 at Revsby, he accessed restricted information on 26 occasions, sharing details about underworld activities, including gangland murders and planned rival executions. Notable incidents involved disclosing information about the 2022 assassination of Mahmoud Brownie Ahmad and providing photos, names, and addresses linked to criminal plots. Khatib also accessed personal details for friends and family, including neighbors and property owners, and warned relatives about COVID-19 cases and incidents during the pandemic. In another breach, he avoided taking action against a relative's unregistered vehicle. Once a decorated officer, named Service Officer of the Year in 2020 for community road safety efforts, Khatib resigned from the force earlier this month. NSW police confirmed that Strike Force Killinger was created in May this year, following reports a senior constable has allegedly accessed restricted data while undertaking his duties. The officer was charged with 8 counts of accessing or modifying restricted data held in a computer and 1 count of a holder of public office misconduct. Officers from the NSW Police Professional Standards Command raided Khatib's home on the day he was suspended and during a search warrant seized several electronic devices. He has pleaded guilty to 4 counts of misconduct, with additional charges to be considered during sentencing in the district court. Next up is an update from Victoria, where 2 men have been sentenced for their role in an attempt to import 622 kilograms of methamphetamine into Australia, hidden inside a shipment of toilet paper. On December 12, 2024, the County Court of Victoria sentenced the 33-year-old Hong Kong national to 11 years in prison, with a non-parole period of 7 years and 6 months. His co-accused, a 31-year-old Malaysian national, was sentenced to 5 years and 6 months, with a non-parole period of 3 years. Both men pleaded guilty to attempting to possess a commercial quantity of border-controlled drugs earlier in 2024. The pair were arrested in Melbourne in October 2023 as part of Operation Improco, a multi-agency investigation led by the Victorian Joint Organised Crime Task Force. The task force includes members from the Australian Federal Police, Victoria Police, and Australian Border Force. Their arrests were part of a broader investigation into a criminal syndicate suspected of smuggling large quantities of illicit drugs into Australia. The investigation began when ABF officers detected anomalies in a shipment during routine X-ray screening. The shipment, which arrived in Melbourne on October 4, 2023, was identified as containing suspicious items. Upon further inspection, authorities discovered 622 packages of methamphetamine hidden inside a pallet of toilet paper. Each package weighed 1 kilogram, and the total amount of drugs seized was valued at an estimated $560 million, enough for more than 6.2 million individual street-level deals. The Hong Kong national was arrested at Melbourne Airport as he attempted to board a flight to leave Australia. His co-accused, the Malaysian national, was arrested at a property in Sunshine North. 2 other individuals, both Chinese nationals, were also arrested in connection with the plot and remain before the courts. They are expected to face trial in 2025. A final update is on former Nomads president and ex-bikie Sam Ibrahim, 56, who is at the center of a legal dispute as he and his brother, Fadi Ibrahim, contest apprehended violence orders brought against them by Sydney police. The orders were filed on behalf of Sam's former associate, Ben Scott, following a heated falling out allegedly linked to financial disagreements. The dispute stems from a phone call involving Sam, Fadi, and Scott, during which tensions reportedly escalated over payments made to Scott from a shared business venture. The exact details of the argument remain under wraps as the matter progresses through the courts. Sam, who served as the president of the Nomads Motorcycle Club before retiring, is no stranger to legal battles. He spent 9 years in prison for his involvement in a firearms supply ring and was later detained for 3 years in immigration detention. Although the federal government sought to deport him due to his non-citizen status, a high court ruling in 2023 deemed his detention illegal, allowing Sam to remain in Australia on a bridging visa. Police are also seeking AVOs against Sam on behalf of Scott's mother, sister, and brother-in-law, citing concerns linked to the ongoing dispute. Fadi also faces similar orders regarding Scott's mother and sister. Authorities have expressed concern over Ibrahim's potential criminal influence abroad, given his extensive history with organized crime in Australia. His deportation was initially framed as a crackdown on bikie-related activities, but the escape highlights significant gaps in enforcement. His ties to the nomads and involvement in criminal enterprises have made him a high-profile figure in discussions about outlaw bikies and international crime. If you're looking for more thrilling and edgy bikie updates, don't hesitate, whack that subscribe button, spread and share the video, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And for the true grid Spartans out there, consider sending a super thanks or buy us a coffee to show some love. Your support keeps us going and the channel thriving, especially since most of our videos aren't monetized due to all the crime-related content. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay awesome, and take care. Wu-Tang.
Homies in the dirt, life's a fucking battlefield, gotta